Slavery and Jim Crow, discriminatory housing practices, wealth transfer and inheritance. These factors and more have contributed to the historic and growing chasm between black and white wealth. What do they know that we don't? What is it that they're not telling us? It is time for us to claim what is ours. Tune in as we reveal the secrets of the 1%. Welcome to the Secrets of the 1%. I am Amelia Thomas, the managing partner of Empire Capital Ventures, where we help first-generation millionaires generate 9 figures in wealth through advanced tax planning and wealth management. In this episode, we are going to discuss what it means to go from financially dependent to being financially independent. It's what we all want, right? So let's go ahead and define what is financial independence. Financial independence means having enough passive income to accommodate any lifestyle you choose. Passive income is income that is generated through activities that do not require your daily involvement. These activities could be investing in rental properties, other businesses, or other investments. The first and most important step to financial independence is controlling your money. So what does control look like? Having control over your finances means that you have created a process for saving and investing. Control means that you are a high-income earning employee and you have consulted with other financial professionals to maximize your pre- and post-tax contributions and have analyzed additional strategies to continue to reduce your taxable income. If you are a small business owner, control means that you have consulted with a tax planner to optimize your taxable liability and help you stay in the lowest tax bracket possible. Control of your finances means that you have maybe more than one source of income. Maybe you are a W-2 employee, maybe you teach at a local college or you serve as a consultant. And maybe if you are a small business owner, this means that you have more than one stream of revenue in your business. Having control of your finances is foundational because there are several areas over which we have no control, such as Social Security, inflation, rising prices. So having control is really critical. The next area and where you must focus on your wealth journey is establishing a household budget. If you are a business owner, establishing a budget for your business as well. A household budget tracks that money coming in and out. It tracks those expenses. Those expenses could be things such as medical, travel, groceries, personal expenses. Maybe you have children. Children are very expensive. You don't necessarily have to have a very detailed spreadsheet, but you do need to have a way to track your spending on a day-to-day basis. This is how you build a personal budget template. Step 1. List your net income. It is very easy to overestimate what you can afford. Remember to subtract deductions from your earnings such as Social Security taxes, 401k, flexible spending, all of those little things. That final take-home pay is your net income. Step 2, track your spending. It is much easier to put your expenses into categories so you know where to put your adjustments. Start with listing fixed expenses such as your mortgage or your rent, utilities, your car payment, things that really do not vary on a month-to-month basis. Next, list your variable expenses. These are expenses that tend to change on a monthly basis. It could be your grocery bill, your gas bill, maybe you eat out, entertainment. Expenses such as those are variable. Step 3, set your goals. Now is a great time to list short-term and long-term goals that you would like to accomplish. For example, that could be purchasing a new car, going on a fancy or swanky vacation, putting away money for your kids' education. Short-term goals should be able to be accomplished in less than a year. Long-term goals, maybe a few more years, 3 to 5. Step 4, make a plan. Use the list of expenses you have compiled to help you get a better sense of your spending habits. Start with looking over the last 3 months of your spending. Step 5, adjust your habits if needed. After a couple of months, you should have a fairly good sense of what's coming in and what's going out, and you should also know where you're overspending. Review your plan and budget often. This is a work in progress. It is just like a muscle. Your budget will improve and strengthen over time. Step 6, keep checking in. It is vital for you to keep track of your progress. When you first start on your budgeting journey, I recommend that you pick a day each week to review your budget. Over time, you will be in a much better position to review your budget maybe once a month or even quarterly. A quick personal story. Several years ago, I sat down and actually decided to create a personal budget for myself. I'm very analytical, so I created an elaborate spreadsheet to figure out where all my money was going. And you would not believe my shock. I had spent over $400 a month on junk food. And I went back and I reviewed my budget and my previous spending for 6 months. Over $400 a month on junk food. So what did I do? Can you believe it? I actually got rid of my debit card. I went to the bank once a week. I withdrew enough money for my incidental spending for that week. And when that money was gone, that money was gone. During that time, we wrote checks. I don't really know if people really write checks that much anymore, but we wrote checks. And so I knew I was safe because I was not going to go to the corner store and write a check for $2 and $3. But this helped me get more control over my personal financial spending because guess what? Bad habits are very easy to form. Fast forward to today. Yes, I do have a debit card, and yes, I do use my debit card, but I still, to this day, analyze my personal budget. And I don't have to look at it as often as I did, several years ago, but at least quarterly, I do sit down, I pull all those numbers together, and I take a look. Because if you don't have a plan for your money will have a plan for you, and it won't include you. So why is saving money important? Saving money can give you freedom. Even if you do not know why you are saving right now, you may later decide you want a new car. You're ready to put down the down payment of your first home. You want to help your kids pay for their college education. Don't forget, saving is also important because you need a cash emergency fund. Lastly, saving money means that you can take more calculated risk. You can now start that business. You can now take that dream vacation. You can now move to another state. You might decide to even move out of the country. The opportunities are endless if you can control your spending. Sometimes the hardest part about this is just getting started. Step 1, record your expenses. This can be best done by creating a household budget, which we talked about at the beginning of this episode. Step 2, budget for savings. When you are aware of your monthly spending, you can start to organize your expenses into various categories and put those categories into a workable budget. From there, you can see what can be cut, what spending needs to be limited. You just want to make certain that you factor in those expenses that occur every single month. Step 3, what can you cut or eliminate from your budget? Try cutting back on the number of times you eat out. Try to reduce the number of Starbucks runs you make on your way to work. Maybe start using more coupons and shopping for deals. Step 4, set a savings goal. Ask yourself how much you would like to save over the next 3 years. Maybe that savings goal is to create a stronger emergency fund, plan for that vacation, purchase that car. Maybe you have an eye for buying a new home, preparing for retirement, or your kids' college education. Step 5, decide on your priorities. This one may take a little thinking and require you to get very clear on your budget. What is more important to you? The flat screen, nice LED TV, or having a down payment for that new car? When you are saving money, make certain that your savings include an emergency fund, which should either be in cash or a cash equivalent, or an asset that can quickly be converted to cash. It also needs to be quickly convertible to cash without significant penalties. Ideally, if you are a single person and you only have one source of income coming into your household, you should aim to have at least 6 months of living expenses saved up. And if you're married and have a dual income, you should aim for at least 3 months of living expenses saved. To recap, in this episode of The Secrets of the 1%, we talked about the path to financial independence. It starts here. It starts by studying your current spending habits, deciding what you want, what's important to you, creating that budget, and being disciplined enough to stick to it. Okay, here's the thing. I have only covered the very basics here. I know you want to know more of the secrets, but you have to be an insider to find out. If you want to go deeper, head over to weeklywealthreport.com or scan the QR code on your screen. Thanks for joining us. I'm Amelia Thomas, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of The Secrets of the 1%.
The Convo, your home for conversations on Black entrepreneurship and wealth, available on your favorite platforms.